So the film that we watched was Sorry to Bother You, and it's a 2018 American black comedy drama film written and directed by Boots Riley, which was his first film that he had written and directed. And it follows a young black telemarketer who kind of gets like a white accent so that he can do good at his job, and then he gets kind of caught up in a conspiracy like with his company. He has to choose between his friends or his job is making him like a lot of money.
What did you guys think of this movie?
I, well, it was definitely out there. It wasn't like any movie I'd seen before. So I like that aspect. I think visually it was really enjoyable to watch. I like the high contrast, like the unique angles. Um, and yeah, I think the political commentary wasn't too um I don't know, like out there or anything. It like kind of blended in correctly, and like it was like it was satirized really nicely. And yeah.
Yeah, I liked how it was like a comedy drama. I thought it was a good mix between the genres. Um, yeah, honestly, and also I looked up like the cover because like for movies I like to look up covers just to see like what the I don't know what it looks like, and I think like it's pretty like aesthetically pleasing, but I don't know, I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent movie. It was like pretty funny, and I thought like the white voices over it was kind of like at parts was kind of out there, but other parts made it like funnier in the moment of the film. But I thought overall it was pretty solid.
I just kind of thought this movie was interesting because they weren't trying to be explicitly, uh, what's the right word for this? They wanted to make a statement, but they didn't want to say it outright. So I think with the white voice, they were trying to be a little more woke without, labeling themselves as woke. I wasn't a big fan. I just thought it was kind of an out there movie. I prefer things that are more based in reality. So I didn't really enjoy it, but it was okay. Like visually, it was cool. And what they did with the effects was cool, but overall, I was not a fan.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of like it was realistic where he got like a new job that he was kind of like uncomfortable with, and he had to like get used to it, and his friends kind of got mad at him because at first he was also like kind of being like an activist with them and striving to get like or more organized labor, and then he kind of just like left them and started working for like the company that they're kind of against, and then he gets like hit in the head with like a soda can or something. It becomes like a meme. Yeah, and I thought it was like it's pretty like realistic where like something happens and like the internet turns into a meme. So I thought that was like a funny part of it. But like his friends like kind of completely like cut him off, and he ended up like kind of like losing like his like girlfriend until like he kind of started to realize that he wants to like try to keep them around, and then he's at like a big struggle the whole movie.
I
I
think
also
that's
thought it was
pretty. Go ahead.
okay. I thought the thing with like Detroit's earrings was like alluding to the fact that she was like a part of like affiliated with like the Left Eye group. I thought that was really cool that like they like she kept changing them, and it was just like kind of just like statements about like what they're about. So I thought it was really cool.
I thought, like, I agree with James. I think that this movie was pretty honest in its depiction of what happens when you move up in a company but your friends don't. And I think for most of us, a lot of us have experienced this at least once or to even like a smaller scale than what he did. It can be really uncomfortable and it's hard to decide where you want to go because there's a fine line between kissing a little ass and getting up higher on the ladder or staying with the people that you know and you care about and working your way up kind of the more ethical way. I just thought it was an interesting like food for thought.
Yeah, I mean, I agree on like the aspect. Because I bet you a lot of people could relate to that, having their friends move up and they don't move up. It's kind of uncomfortable and weird, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty relatable.
What did you guys think about their depiction of women in this movie in comparison to the other ones that we've seen?
I mean, there was like, how many women? Like two that were kind of like main characters, because there was the girlfriend, and then there was the team leader. I mean, like the girlfriend she wasn't just like any character. She was a pretty like strong character. Like her art, like that scene with her like her art show, like it was a really powerful scene, and I think it depicted women nicely as these strong characters with like voices and like like strong opinions, and I thought that was really done nicely.
Yeah, they did pretty well for like women. There weren't like that many in the film. It was mainly like a male dominated like cast of it, just following like the one like male as he like works his way up. But it was like different because it was like an African American, but he had to use a white voice. So there was like trying to be comedy with that. But I thought like the ending part of it with like all the people turn into like horses or donkeys or whatever they are, like that kind of completely threw it off for me. Like I was following the film and then kind of had like that as like a secret like twist to it, and it kind of lost me there for a bit. But I don't know what you guys thought of that.
It was weird.
I wasn't expecting it at all. It was like a crazy twist. But I think it worked out for them in the end. I mean, they ended up saving them from, you know, the the whole protest scene.
I
So I
feel
mean,
like you could use this movie in like I feel like you could use this movie in like a dare class to fifth graders, be like, hey, don't do coke because you might turn out like this.
oh my gosh, yeah, that ending scene where he turned into the horse, that was like crazy, crazy twist.
There's like another like
Yeah,
like you thought he finally kind of figured it out, but then he ends up turning into like also like into a horse. So it's kind of just like he just becomes one of like everybody else that's turned into like nothing special about him, even though he worked his way up. Just kind of knocked him back down again. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of like really random to add that in.
yeah, it was a pretty interesting plot twist. But I mean, what do you guys think of the cast? I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think he did a good job. What's his name?
I was just looking.
Laketh Stanfield.
Yeah, I think he does a really good job in like the films that he's in. I think he really did like portray this like struggling guy really well, and just like battling like with his consciousness. And like you could see that in like his face and everything. And I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, I think he's also been in he was in Get Out. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Really good in that movie. But yeah, I think the casting overall was pretty well for the film and like what their kind of direction that they wanted to go with. It kind of worked out for them. Like, as long as they maybe if they changed up and didn't have that weird twist at the end, they would have done a little better for me. But I mean, everybody else kind of liked it overall. I guess they made a ton of money. Their budget was 3.2 million. They made 18.3. So I I mean, I guess everybody kind of likes it overall.
I think the one quote that Squeeze said, he said, if you get shown a problem but have no idea how to control it, then you just decide to get used to the problem. I think that could very well fit into like kind of like today's world, kind of like even with like COVID, it's like here's this huge pandemic going on, but we don't know how to control it, so we're just kind of learning how to get used to it. And I thought that was a really interesting commentary that could be applied to like many things.
Yeah, so overall, what would you guys give it out of 10? I'd probably say maybe like a 7. I liked it until that ending.
Yeah, I'd probably give it like a 5. I wasn't a big fan. Like I said, I like things a little based more in reality, and I'm not a huge fan of comedies, so a 5 for me.
I think I'd also give it a 7. It did kind of have like a scattered like the start was kind of scattered, and I didn't really know what was gonna happen. And then it's not like this plot like finally started to like get going, and I kind of got used to it. But I don't know, it just kind of felt, I don't know, just weird. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
really.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I think I'd give it like a 7 too. I thought it was aesthetically pleasing, like the film, and I enjoyed the cast. So that's a plus when the cast is good. So yeah.
All right.